afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Life Coaching Access, your daily access with professional certified life coaches brought to you by Life Coach Philippines. Life Coach Philippines is our community of professional life coaches certified by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur that is based in Dallas, Texas, USA. Our institute is a bona fide institute for mental health. Life Coaching Access is our service to the community, and we aim to help individuals experience the process of transformation through the platform of life coaching. If you want to know more about our international coaching classes and services, please get in touch with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661. And let me take this moment to congratulate our batch 45 for finishing day one of the first day of the 2 days intensive life coach certification program. We had 6 students, 1 from the United States and 5 from the Philippines, and they were magnificently really fueled the class, and we are looking forward to this new batch of change agents that we are birthing to professional life coaching. If you want to join us in our profession of helping lives and transforming people through the platform of life coaching, or helping people and transforming lives through the platform of life coaching, we truly invite you to partake and be part of what we are doing in the community. We are grateful that every day you are joining us with Life Coach Corner and Coach Connect every Monday with me. But truly, the best way is to be part of what we are doing. And so we would like to invite you to join us in the next certification class happening this November 21 and 28. In December 5, 6, and 12, we are going to have our pilot run, the first ever mental health certification program. And so if you are interested to be part of this, please get in touch with no other than, again, our operations manager, Coach Rizal, to 0917-586-1661. So, I am Master Coach A for the Way of the Master, Mastery with Ease and Grace. Okay, and your access with me is every Sunday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Before I proceed with my segment today, I'd like to go through the past 3 episodes that I had for the month of October. So this is actually the last and the final episode for the first month of my segment here in Life Coaching Access. For the first week, we talk about mastery of your design, and we talk about the child that is designed and after the image and likeness of God. Week 2, we talk about mastery of your thought and true love, understanding what love is, what love can do, and what the power of love can do to your thoughts. Okay? And then last week, we talked about mastery of relationship, and there's no other way to master it but really understanding the author of the relationship, every great relationship, and that is God. Understanding it from Him and through Him, and really building a relationship with the author Himself and God. So, for my segment, okay, today, my episode, okay, I will be sharing with you the final, okay, the final episode for month 1, which is mastery of environment, and we will talk about family. So, before I get started, let me encourage you to be part of what I'm going to be sharing with you today by sharing how many are you in the family, okay? So let me know how many are you in the family. So when I say family, if you are married, so I'm talking about your children and your spouse. If you are still single, I'm talking about your siblings and your parents. Okay, so let me know how many are you in the family, and okay, share with us, okay, in the chat box, okay, to all of you change agents and fellow entrepreneurs joining me this afternoon, and to all our guests, for all the first timer listening, meeting me for the first time. Let me know what comes to your mind when you hear the word family. Okay, uh, what is the picture of family to you? Okay, what comes to your mind when somebody tells you or asks you about your family? Okay, so some people ask, I don't know if you've heard or you're familiar or encountered this. A person would ask you, do you have a family? Okay, and when they ask you, do you have a family, it means, are you married? Okay, so we've got those things that when you say you got a family, you got a spouse, you got children. And we also have this idea that when you're married, okay, so what it's family, it means when you have a family, you got a spouse, and definitely you've got children. So some people feels that if they don't have a child, then the family is not complete. Or if they're not married, they don't have a family. But to begin with, you're a child. We are all a child. Okay, we all experience family, and we are all part of a biological family. So we've got family where we are being nurtured of our identity in Christ. Okay, as a child, we know exactly who we are. It's also in the same family we learn to experience that beautiful love. Okay, if there was not there was never been a presence of love. Okay, so some people would say, I never felt love. I never knew what love is. You know what? Truth of the matter, you are alive today because you experienced love. You just don't know what love is. Somebody took care of you. Somebody raised you up. Somebody fed you. Somebody changed the diaper for you. Somebody put a milk in that bottle of, that bottle that feeds you. Okay? Somebody help you walk. And that's love. That's love. Okay? And unfortunately, not all of us was able to experience that, because we've got this mindset, we've got this thought pattern of what love is. And again, when we feel hurt and we feel that, relationship wasn't working, we have forgotten that, truth of the matter, there is one beautiful, perfect relationship that's still working. And that's our relationship with God. Okay? And so today, as I cap month one, okay, my last episode, I love you to, I love that thought that you will see the value of the family in the mastery of our environment. Okay, so join me this afternoon. Let me know how many are you in the family. What comes to your mind when you hear the word family? Tag a friend, okay, tag a family member. That's the best thing, okay? Have somebody from your family watch with you, learn with you, and journey with me this afternoon, okay? Share this in your timeline. Invite other people uh, to join us so we can help other people. We can help other people learn about the value of understanding their environment, mastering it, and no better way but truly understanding about our family. So this is going to be a very beautiful discussion, and I really encourage you to get your pen and paper, be intentional, join Master Coach A with the intention to learn, and get your hashtag pack my bag moment as I honor your time in the digital space. So thank you so much for being here. And if you are watching this on a replay, thank you so much for taking time. I know that there's so much things that is competing. Many things are competing in your life, in your time, getting your attention, and you are one person with so much concerns for many things in life, and yet you are watching, you are spending time with me, and so I'm grateful. If you are here today joining me live, please let me hear your voice, interact with me, because you are my family. So oftentimes I will go straight to my point. Oftentimes I go straight to my discussions. But this afternoon, I would really want to be very engaging. It means I want to hear from you. I want to see your comments, coaches, entrepreneurs. I love to hear from you. Let me know. I can see the couple coach joining me right now. And people, young women, okay, young women, not so young, of course, but young at heart, who wants to have a family. And thank you so much for being here, okay? Singles in the house. I'm grateful that you're joining me. So I can see your comment right now. Okay, thank you so much for tagging a family member. Thank you so much for truly sharing this in your timeline, in your Facebook group, in your Facebook page, and letting others know that there is a community that is ready to help, help is available, and therefore, whatever concerns you might have right now, personally, professionally, or maybe in your family, then you're not alone because help is available. So let's get started. Welcome to the Way of the Master, Mastery with Ease and Grace. This is Master Coach A checking in right now. I'm coming live from Parañaque City. I'm right now in the comfort of my home, and I pray that every one of you are now comfortable joining me for this episode. So let's get started. Let me share with you this beautiful words about mastery. Okay, mastery is the path of patient, dedicated effort without attachment to immediate results. Okay, so when you talk about mastery, please understand that you don't get results tomorrow. Okay, this is one particular thing that, I cannot share with you things that if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tomorrow you see results. Okay, well, of course you start seeing changes, but maybe the result that you deem, the results that you pray for, the result that you always wanted to happen or to see manifested in your physical reality will not come immediately. Im- because mastery takes time. Okay? Mastery takes time. And that time means time to be patient, okay? Time to dedicate an effort, and time to detach yourself from instant gratification. So when you talk about mastery, there's a lot of things you need to do. There's a lot of things that you have to work on. There's a lot of things that you need to develop. And the thing there, you're not getting in the physical reality immediate results. If you are connecting with me, let me know in the chat box and say, I am connecting, Master Coach. And I know I can hear, okay, thank you so much for those people connecting and commenting and say, yes, mastery takes time. Okay, so I am one person sharing with you a segment that, yes, not promising immediate or instant gratification. So that's not the way of the master. That is not mastery. Because, you might be thinking, but you said, way of the master, mastery with ease and grace. Absolutely, with ease and grace. But I did said it's going to be fast. It will be with ease. It will be with grace. It will be a gracious walk. And, it will be an ease pattern for us. And you will know in a little while, of course, definitely I've been sharing this. It's possible to go through this process of mastery with ease and grace, but definitely it takes time. So this is not an overnight thing, and it can't be brief, it can't be fast, okay, it can't be overnight, and definitely, as I get started now, it cannot be without patience. Okay, so you got to be patient, you've got to be dedicated, and you got to be ready to take on serious efforts. Okay, if you are connecting, let me know in the chat box. Thank you so much for those of you connecting, sharing. Okay, and at any point in time, let me know your thoughts. Share with me your pack my bag. Okay, hashtag pack my bag moment. If there are things that you are capturing already and you want to pound, you want to reflect later on, or you want others to reflect with you, please share it in the chat box. Okay, so let me know what you think about family. Let me know how many are you in your family, and let me know if you are connecting with the thoughts, with the ideas, or maybe the things that I'm sharing with you this afternoon. So, uh, the 10,000 rules. Okay, I've been talking about this for the last 3 episodes. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, if you're familiar with the 10,000 rules. Speaks of, okay, you spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 52 weeks, and that's about 4.8 years, okay, to master a thing, to master a skill, to master a craft, to master a discipline, okay? And where this 10,000 rule comes from is actually from the book of Malcolm Gladwell, The Outliers, The Story of Success. Okay. In that particular book, okay, it was shared that the 10,000 rule speaks of uh, to become world class at anything, you have to put in 10,000 hours of practice. Now, let me know in the chat box, did you encounter this in your lifetime? Okay, was there a moment in your life, a season in your life before that speaks of, hey, okay, let's learn this, okay? Or you're not a master. You're not going to be able to master it because you're a neophyte. You just came in the organization. Okay, did you ever encounter this, or did somebody told you this, that hey, you've been in the job, you've been doing that for 5 years, you must be a master to that, why is your salary so small? Okay, so any one of you encountered the 10,000 rule, or maybe you've read the book. Okay, you've read the book. I don't want to talk about the book, okay, because there's a lot of questions about the book. But I'm familiar with the book, okay. So I've encountered a couple of uh, leadership training, and this 10,000 rules would always be quoted and would always be explained. There were rationale for this and all of these things, okay. So let me know in the chat box if you are connecting, if you are in any point in time encountered this, or maybe you've read the book. Let me know what catches your attention and everything. Okay, now what I will share with you, and I believe what I was sharing, what I have been sharing for the past 3 weeks, is why it won't take 10,000 hours to learn how to code. When I say code, code mastery. Okay, it won't take you 10,000 hours to learn how to code your life, how to code the things that you want to happen. Okay, it won't take you that long, but it might take you even more if you don't understand what does it take. All right, so I want you to come in right now in the posture of, while we've been talking about a lot of things, and today I'm talking about environment. Okay, so I'm not really sure what comes to your mind, okay, when you hear the word environment. But what I want you to come, okay, into presence now as I progress in my sharing with you is, what is it in your life today that you want to master? Okay, so it won't take you, okay, it won't take you 10,000 hours to code mastery of the things that you want to master. Okay, they're gonna be like, this is a code, okay, and oftentimes we just have to unlock the code, break the code, understand the code, and when we do, then we get to have that access, okay, to that thing that we want to master. Okay, so let me know, what is it that you want to master right now in your life? Okay, and my promise is, it won't take you 10,000 hours to learn how to code this mastery. Okay, more than the number of hours that you dedicate and practice, it is what you practice and how you practice that will ultimately lead you to mastery. Hence, I want you to be very careful. I want you to be very mindful. And I want you to be very, very intentional in what is it that you are mastering. If you focus only on the amount of time spent practicing and not the quality of that practice, then your practice may not be helpful at all, or it will not lead you to the kind of mastery that you truly desire. And another thing that you need to consider is the foundation of your practice. If you want to master something or become a master in one field or one discipline, then know that it is essential that you know not only what you are to master, but how to master it, but the who you will learn from how to master it, and the why is essential and crucial. Okay, so I don't know if it's a tongue twister, if a brain twister, but in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that you simply don't understand, or you don't simply come into mind and focus the what and the how, but it's important that you know the who. It means, okay, I want to master this. Who am I learning? And why will I learn from that person or from that guru? Okay, so that's just what I'm trying to tell you here. Now, we know that there are many gurus and subject matter experts, or what you call the SMEs, people who's been there, done that. So the question is, who will be our master when we want to master something? So that's the question. Okay, to me, that's always the big thing. So when I started mastering life coaching, who am I going to learn from? Who am I listen to? And oftentimes we've seen this with people that you want to learn from a lot of gurus, a lot of masters, a lot, and you end up confused. You end up a lot of puzzle pieces, and you don't know how to put together all the puzzle pieces. And in this episode, in this segment, okay, in this time that you are spending with me every Sunday 3 p.m., okay, I want to journey with you in the mastery of life with ease and grace. And we will be learning from the greatest book of all time, the scripture. Okay. I know that many of you has been following me. Many of you are learning from me. Many of you are my students. That's why you're here, and I'm grateful. But for my segment in life coaching access, I want to be straight to the point that everything that I'm sharing with you uh, is coming from none other than the scripture. Okay. So mastery of life with ease and grace is only possible if we learn from the master himself. And his name is the Lord Jesus. He is my master. And if he is not your master, then thank you for listening with me. Listening, yes, you heard it, listening with me, because we are both listening from the word of the master as I share this message to you. It is him, okay? And I'm grateful, I'm honoring him that I'm given the opportunity to speak to you as I hear from him. So we're both learning, we're both listening, we're both receiving, and it's so beautiful that you are here with me today. So let's talk about environment. When you talk about environment, okay, there are actually three things that is really part of it. You talk about society, you talk about economy, and you talk about ecology. These are all components, okay, when you talk about your environment. In coaching, I often share this with my students that if you want to change, or if you want to help somebody transform, okay, and move to the next level of their lives, it is important that we prepare the ecology. Okay, we prepare the ecology. It means that, okay, the way I would always share this is, if the person, okay, think about a pine tree, okay, growing in a cold weather, the cold climate, okay, and the pine tree will tell you, okay, I'm so dumb, tired of being a cold weather. I want to move to the desert, which is obviously uh, hot. Okay. And if you just uproot the pine tree and replant it in the desert, I'm sure you know it will die. It's the same manner. Those plants that grew there, like the cactus, okay, and you plant it in a mossy, wet, cold climate, definitely it will die. And it's no different when you talk about a person who says, I want that kind of life. I want that kind of lifestyle. I want that. And without considering the needed preparation, if the person goes straight to that ecology, you bet it won't work. The person will not survive, and eventually it will just shrink back to its original ecology, or it will die. Okay? Yes, it takes time to acclimate. There is a time to acclimate, and everybody, like human beings, acclimate beautifully faster than any other living organisms. However, you need to understand, and when you talk about real life, when you talk about life coaching, it is important that we prepare the ecology. And that's where life coaching works. Because where other disciplines just allow you to go straight, attack, do it, in life coaching, we take care of your ecology. Where you are today is very much important to where you want to go, because you've got to be ready with that ecology, and that ecology must be prepared to receive you and to nurture you. When you talk about environment, you talk about economy, you talk about finances, you talk about how the movement of things happens, how trade happens. When you talk about environment, you talk about the economy of skills, the economy that revolves around it, how money, there's a lot of things that happens in an environment. And the way, yes, I said the economies of scales, because many times we don't understand, why am I getting this portion? Or why am I supposed to spend this much and not this little? Or this little but not this much? Or why is the pricing this way? Or why all of those things, the distributions of resources and all of these things talks about the economy. And that's still part of your environment. And another component, the third component I'm sharing here, is society. Okay, you can have all other definitions of your society, but in a nutshell, when you talk about society, you talk about human being, fellow human being. Once again, you and I know, if you are in agreement with me, let me know in the chat box if you agree that no man is an island. Okay, isolation is not possible if you want to thrive in a particular environment. You are part of a society, and whenever you accept that you are part of a society, there is a role you need to play. There is a role that you need to perform, okay? Perform, conform, better. There is a role that you have to accomplish. There is a role that is given to you that only you can fulfill, because you are a person with a purpose and a calling in a certain environment. Hence, you can't simply be uprooted and replanted. And where you are replanted, you cannot say, I have forgotten where I started, because you are still part of that original environment. You have a lot of components, have a lot of things that comes from your environment. So you just don't shut it out, and you don't just reject it. And in the same token, when your life is here right now, you don't say, I don't want to hear about my past, I don't want to remember my past. But again, your past do not define you, but it's important for you to come into a space of love, agreement, acceptance of the original environment that you had, because that is important when you start planning for the next environment, the next ecology, the next economy, the next society that you want to enjoy in the future. And all of that things happens in the present. Okay? So, if you want to master your environment, definitely there is a starting point and an end point. Okay, so you talk about mastery, and the beginning would be, there's a lot of puzzle pieces in there. There's a lot of pieces that you want to put together. That's the beginning. Okay, there's a lot of, component of time, component of skills, component of money. There's a lot of components when you want to master something. But when you talk about mastery of environment, you have all these puzzle pieces together, but this will all point out, you might guess, to your family. Okay? Mastery of your environment is really all pointing out to you mastering family. The word family, the essence of the family, how you view family, how you see family, how you treasure family, how you embrace family, and how you hate family. It's all about pointing to that family. So thank you so much for every one of you sharing what family is to you. So let me know in the chat box if we are still connecting and you are still with me until at this very moment in time. Okay? What is environment? Environment is the place, the people, the things. nature that surround any living organisms, obviously includes you because you are human. I includes me, I am human. It is our basic life support system. It provides the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, the where we live. It is a combination of natural and human-made phenomena. I don't know how it is connecting with you, but have you ever thought how important environment is to every one of us? You wonder, somebody raised in a family where there's love, there is joy, there is compassion, there is so giving, and they start moving to another environment, living in an environment, and a decade after, you barely get to notice that person. That person totally lost his or her identity. And in the same breath, there are people whom was conceived, raised in a not so good family, and because they are being nurtured in a healthy environment, they grow up to be such a wonderful, amazing person. Okay, so oftentimes they would say that this belief that if your family is broken, if you were raised from a broken marriage and your parents are separated, you'll also have a separated marriage. You will also separate from your spouse. No, I've seen beautiful marriages, both coming from separated parents. And equally the same, I work with people who have been raised, nurtured by beautiful, godly parents, all right? Never been hurt, never experienced this and all of that. But marriage is suffering. And somewhere along in between those years, you will realize, you will see the truth that it's the environment that shaped the person. Okay? But, okay, we have to go back. We have to go back to the roots. We've got to go back where it all gets started so that there is a starting point for us to rebuild, for us to prepare the next part of our lives. Because wherever you are right now, I'm sure you don't want to stay. All right. If you are having a beautiful season of your life, how many of you would agree with me that you want more? You want to be better. Okay. And if you are struggling today, you are having a difficult season right now, how many of you would agree with me? You want to be better. You want to experience love, joy, happiness, uh, you want life to be awesome. Okay? If that is you, let me know. Let me know. Is that you? Do I hear you? Do I understand that that's the truth? That's your truth today. That whether you're having a grand time of your entire being, you want more. And if you are there in a season of your life, you don't want what's happening in your life, you want to graduate, you want to move, you want to end that, you want to level up, you want to accelerate, you want something better. Okay, let me know in the chat box if I am getting you. Okay, so that people know that this is not just something that is for people who's suffering. Sometimes when people say, I want more, I want to develop, I want to increase, and you say, are you miserable? No. In the same breath, life coaching is not only for problem solving, okay? No, we work with clients who are having the grand time of their lives, clients who are awesome, okay, clients who are thriving, but they know that life can be more, they can be more, and they can give more, and they can work with a life coach. So let me know if you are one person who's believing that life can be more and there's more to your life. Okay, good. To all of you saying, I want more, great. Now, the only way forward, if we are going to improve the quality of the environment, is to get everybody involved. Wow. Okay, so the only way forward, if we are going to improve the quality of the environment, is to get everybody involved. That is so tough. That's a big word. Everybody involved. Do you understand that, coach? Yes, I do understand. And that's why I want to share this with you, because that's the brutal truth. If you want your environment to improve, it has to involve everybody. Then again, because no man is an island. Okay? You can't say, I will have everything improved by myself. I can make it happen. Or you can't say, oh, that's not my thing. That's the thing of the head of the family. I have nothing to do that with that. Let the eldest do it. Or have nothing to do with that. Let the boss do it. Nope. Nope. If you want to move forward, you've got to have everybody involved. Why? You know why? Because wherever you go, if you want a thriving life, if you want a progressive life, if you want a beautiful experience, a joyful experience, a thriving one, think of everything that you want in your life, you've got to come into terms that we are family. Huh? We are family. You go to work, and if you just treat that as a money-making machine, a cash register, ting, 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 okay, at a certain time, ting, 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 they give you your money, okay, just like a cash register, you're not going to thrive. The way to thrive in the corporate world, wherever you are employed right now, or you are the boss, okay, is to treat everyone in that space, in that environment, as your family. All right? So, if you go to church and you think that the church is just a structure, of course, before the pandemic, there's a structure that we go, there's a building that we visit every Sunday. Okay, we pay our worship and everything. Okay, we give our tithes. If you just come in there like a person who will occupy the space, okay, and consume whatever you can consume and go home, you know that your spiritual maturity will also not happen. You know that. Spiritual maturity happens when you start treating the people in the church, your family members, and you start accepting that you are now with the family who worship God, who knows God. You are part of the family. Okay? Are you connecting with me now? Okay? Wherever you go in an organization and you treat yourself like a visitor. It won't be different. It won't make that dent. It won't make that change until you realize, oh, I'm not a visitor, I'm a family member. So wherever you go, okay, be it church, be it wherever it is, if you will not shift, okay, your mindset of, I'm a passersby, I'm a visitor, I'm just hanging around, I am just consuming a space, I am paying the space, or whatever it is, until you come to the mindset, acceptance of the truth that we are family, then you are not unlocking the code, or you are not learning the code to master your environment. So, the code is simple. The code to master your environment is simple. Take this word. We are family. That's the code. That's the password. We are family. Okay? So, when you are a family member, you've got rights that you can claim, but you've got roles to perform. And you will not grumble. Yeah, I also realize, I'm thinking that if I can think of the whole Philippines as my family members, right? If we can think the whole, or everyone as our family members, then we will be very, very mindful that, think about it when somebody apprehend you, like an officer apprehended you, like an MMDA, of course, during the time when, before the pandemic, they apprehend you and you are not in agreement with the violations. And some people would badmouth the police officer. You ever imagine if that's your father? And that he's my father, he's my brother. Could you do that? Of course, it's a different thing if you're really having a bad experience or bad relationship with your father. But think about it. If you can think of the people in the government, your bosses, and everyone in the world, as your family, will you be treating them the way you're treating them today? Mm, well, I think I can bet that your answer is no. Okay, if you are connecting, let me know in the chat box below. Okay, now, when you talk about family, oftentimes we come into, you know, family, environment, ecology. Uh, we got this picture, right? We got this picture of the greens. On the park, we play. We have this. We kind of have this imagined setup of what a family is. And we kind of fantasize of the truth about family. And we talk about family, it's always joy, happy, agreement, beso beso, love hugs, and all. Truth of the matter, that's not family. Okay? And you kind of know that's family. And so you are disconnecting with the truth of your environment. What I want to suggest is, what if we could shift and have a mental picture that this is family? Yes, it kind of old, right? You can imagine this an old picture. Yes, like the old images that we can find in the books. I purposely get this one. What if you could imagine that from all the sources of things that happens in our lives, we could imagine that we could hold hands and move forward in life together with our family members, and someone else is holding us in the palm of his grace and mercy. What if we could have a mental picture that with all the things that we are moving around, we've got people, we've got community members, we've got friends, we've got human beings whom we consider as family. Okay, that could be our siblings. We can consider them as our children. We could consider them as our parents. We could consider them as our aunts, our grandparents, whatever, however you want to consider them. But the point is, we are moving forward in life, arms locked with other people, going forward with us. But the thing there, the beautiful part is, someone else is holding us in the palm of his hands. And the beautiful part of that, if that hands belongs to the highest being, the creator, the perfecter, the giver of life himself, the creator of everything that we want, the perfecter of our faith, the person, the divine being who forgives us. You just imagine how beautiful it is to walk through life. You imagine how you can enjoy environment, understanding that nothing could happen. No one can harm you beyond, okay, beyond these hands that holds you there. Because you are there in his hands. Oftentimes we can't master our environment. We can't master the things that happen within the environment because we keep running away from these hands who wants to protect you and care for you. So what if this hands has been there and you keep running away? You kept jumping, right? And that hands is just there. It's been offered to you every single day because God's grace and mercy is brand new every single day. What about if you can picture life that way? And what if you can see that you can master all of these things simply because he holds you in the palm of his hands? When you say things cannot be perfect, think about it. God is perfection. And here, there is perfect timing. There is perfect provision. There is perfect grace in these hands, not in your hands. Right? So, I want to share with you some rules about family. from him. Maybe this can help you improve. Okay, again, mastery takes time. So maybe the first thing that we can do, you can do, is to improve that environment. And then over time, you can start mastering things because you are able to know it, understand it, and live with it. So let me share a couple of rules. Family rules. Honor God in everything. Always be honest. Count your blessing. Forgive and forget. Be kind and tender hearted. Comfort one another. Keep your promises. Don't break it. And above all, love one another. Quite simple, yes, but this is very effective. This is very powerful for you to start mastering your environment because your environment is such a beautiful place if you start learning that everyone in that environment is a family member. Family is where life begins and love never ends. I'm sure you've heard of this a countless times. You could have memorized this. Family is where life begins and love never ends. And you would say, I've never experienced that, coach. I don't know that. My parents is like this, my da 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 da, and da 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 da, da 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 da. I heard that. Okay, not because my life is perfect, by the way. I have my own versions of that. Okay, my life is known to many people. And so okay, that mine isn't perfect. I have my own versions of that. And for some time, it was also difficult to achieve that acceptance that, yes, I know it begins in my family. Life begins in my family because they gave birth to me. But that love never ends. I don't feel that. I have my versions of that in the past as well. And so, like many of you, it was also a season in my life. I had my own dose. I had my own time. I had my own episodes of running away, searching answers from all the wrong sources, finding, and messing up. Grand, big time. Yes, I had my share. And I encounter a lot of people who ask the same questions. Where do I see that truth? That family is where life begins and love never ends. Let me share with you what I've found and what I experienced and what I hold dear to be true. You're not finding it. You're not experiencing it wherever you go. Maybe you've changed family countless of times. You ran away from your own biological family, married, and, you know, have a broken marriage, remarried again, breaks again. Or maybe you're now in a relationship and it's abusive, it's miserable. Or maybe you're good with your family, but you're not good in your office. You fight with your boss, you run away from, you have from one job to another job, and you say, it's not my fault, coach. And you give all a lot of reasons, countless of reasons, and the puzzle be, remain to be unsolved. So what I would like to open to you this afternoon as I close my segment is this. Start being aware of yourself, who you are as part of the family. Who are you showing up in the environment in terms of ecology, in terms of economy, in terms of the society? Who is that self? How are you showing up every single day as part of the environment? How are you showing up every single day as a family member? How are you responding every single day as a family member? How are you carrying the load as a family member? How are you sharing the load even as a family member? And maybe something that you also want to take a look into. Do you truly understand who are you? Do you encounter yourself truly as part of a family? Or are you one person who never felt how it is to be a family member? You're at work and you feel alienated, isolated, rejected. Go back to your family, you say that I wanted. You go to your ministry, you say you can't connect. And wherever you go, there's always something that you feel, you think, and you believe you are experiencing. If that is your truth, I would invite you to have a coaching conversations with us. Let's have a coaching talk. Let's have a discovery session because maybe, just maybe, there's something inside that self that you need to uncover. There is something inside that self that needs to be understood. And it begins with you. It is difficult for the world to understand you if you cannot understand yourself. It is hard to experience or challenging to experience love if that self knows no love. That self could be screaming for your time out, for your uninterrupted attention, and for your intention to nurture it. Environment can be mastered if you understand that it all begins with your family. And what does it mean? It begins with the self that says, I am part of a family. And I will show up every single day in every single spaces that I move in as a family member. I will respond as a family member. I will share the load as a family member. I will fulfill my load, my responsibilities as a family member. I will exercise my authority as a family member. I will be a family member because I know that this self of mine belongs to a family where life begins and love never ends. This self must understand the truth that because our identity belongs to God, we are love, and therefore we can master our relationship in the environment that He has given to us from the original part of the creation where we are created in the image and likeness of God. And so as I end today's episode, let me invite you to visit our coaching hub, Decaf Coffee Republic, for that coaching conversation. But if you are limited to move around, call 0917-586 0917-586-1661, and that's Coach Rizal. But surely, if it is in your capacity to travel, I'd like to see you one of these days at Decaf Corporate Republic. We are inside PC or Pioneer Center, Capitolio, Pasig City. This is along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton's and United Streets. We are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's daily. All right, from Sunday to Saturday or from Monday to Sunday, however you want to begin and end the week. But surely, I appreciate your time today. I look forward to our coaching conversations. I look forward having you in one of my future classes. And better yet, I look forward you becoming a change agent like us. So thank you everyone for joining me. I'll see you next Sunday, same time, same segment. Mastery with Ease and Grace with Master Coach A. Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Love, bam, boom. See you again. Have a great, great Sunday and have a great week ahead of you. Thank you so much for being here with me. Bye-bye.